time now for this music because here we go.
Is this on Elvis Live in Hawaii or something?
It is. I got a blue in Hawaii, sitting on the toilet, having a heart attack. It's just one I recorded earlier on with one of these many guitars put behind my head.
Nice.
Well, I like the look of my sister. Always said she got a pretty mouth. Stop that now. I don't know where we were going.
Don't go there. That music signifies it is, of course, time on the show where the feature that we are going to be doing, it's a feature where viewers email us in and give us their favourite roads and the reasons why they love them. All the details on the screen now. It could be a quiet coastal road that leads down to the sea. Alternatively, it could be a straight two-lane blacktop that leads to infinity and invites you to come the pedal to the metal, whatever your poison is. Let us know your perfect driving roads here on the Car-Boyz show. And into the Car-Boyz inbox this week, it's Jenny Jen who says, boys, have you ever been to Tahiti?
Do we look like we've been to Tahiti? Oh. Well, you do more than me.
Bit of tan.
Yeah. You've been to Mauritius.
Yes.
I've been to quite a few. I've been all over Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Labuan Bajo, in Flores, Bali, Java, Sumatra, Vietnam, but I've never been here. Not to Tahiti.
Tahiti is the largest volcanic island in the French Polynesia. It is full of waterfall-laden mountainsides and sweeping black sand beaches. The road around Tahiti Nui?
Nui, I reckon.
I think so, Nui.
Nui.
Is 114 kilometres long, that's 72 miles in proper money. It is 54 kilometres, that's 13 miles from Papeete to Tavares. More than a woman.
More than a woman, more than a French Polynesian island to me.
Yeah. It's along the east coast, that's 40 miles. This is significant why it is in different mileage returning from the west coast. Unusually, on the land side of the road are red top concrete kilometre markers in French. They tell the distance every kilometre between Papeete and the Isthmus of Tavares or Tavara. That is the distance from. Why did these viewers give us some difficult names? But Papeete to Tavaro.
Now all I can think of is Disco Inferno. Didn't they do that as well? Burn, baby, burn.
No, it's not the total number of kilometres around the island, so it's actually just it's the distance between places. It's not a proper mileage. Wouldn't
that be the total distance around the island? No.
That's what you thought, but it's not. It's only halfway around the island. That's how it's worked out.
I once climbed a mountain in Malaysia, and it had 10-metre markers. And we were like, God, we've only done another 10 metres, but we worked out that was going upwards. That's what the markers were for, and you're not actually doing 10 metres. You're going upwards 10 metres, which could end up being sort of 500 metres.
So if the gradient is very steep, yes. Jen says, avoid getting started up in morning and evening, weekday rush hours. Landslides on the east coast can close the Round Island Road. So ask the car rental agent if you're hiring a car, or the staff at the visitor bureau if it's opened all the way round. Is that a Daihatsu?
Okay, it does look. I was trying to see that earlier on. I think it does look like some. Yes. It is like a K car or something. I've never gone out that far to French Polynesia. I had a Tongan rugby shirt once. That's as far as I got. You do look. There's a touch of the rock about you, more like the pebble. So you could be from. I'd love if you went on Tinder and put just like the rock and put a picture of the rock, and then they got to the date. This woman's like, "Well, where's the rest of you?" Or you could go in on stilts. Lots of cushions pumping you out. No, it's a long way to go. My mate's sister taught in Fiji. She taught English, and he went out to visit her via Los Angeles because that's apparently the quickest way. And he came back and he was like, "It's Australia, but more so. So you go past Australia, and sort of keep going.
Wow.
So it does sound like a nice place, though. I do like a tropical island. Now, you're not a massive fan of... I believe you like
How
to go
ironic.
to the cold countries. I love a bit of heat. And French
As
Polynesia.
opposed to me, who's just on heat.
You're on heat, yes. You need to start putting something in your tea, some bromide. Last but definitely not least, Kurt Smells Like Teen Spirit 94. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's 30 years since
Is it?
Nevermind was released. Yeah.
Oh, never mind the Buzzcocks. Oh, it Smells Like Teen Spirit and the album
Yes.
Nevermind.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear the story about the kid that's on the front cover that's now 30?
Yes, he's suing. Yeah, I think he's suing for royalties or.
He's suing for royalty. He's suing because apparently it's affected his life. Yeah, it's made you a load of cash, you gimp. You've never had to work. It's free bloody money. Nobody cares who you are. And you get to be... I have a claim to fame. Similarly, the front cover of the Pink Floyd album Wish You Were Here is
Yes.
two people shaking hands.
Yes.
The guy not on fire is, or was, because he's passed on now, my friend's father.
Ah.
It was done on a movie set, and they said one of the guys has got to be on fire, and he walked in. He represented
fire.
a lot. He walked in on fire, so that would be perfect. Smoking a lot back then. It was the 1970s. He walked in, and they said, "Would you mind being in this photo?" And he was walking in to see. He was a solicitor. It was a lawyer.
Yes.
And one of his clients was this actor, and he went to see him, and he said, "Yeah, sure," and he never got paid anything for it. He just was like, "Cool, I'm on the front cover of Pink Floyd album."
Rock and roll.
Yeah, very rock and roll. So yes, Kurt Smells Like Teen Spirit 94. Emails from Seattle in the United States and says, "Dear Car-Boyz, I know you dudes, and we are dudes, love music, so why not come over to my place where grunge started? Of course, Seattle. Why not? Hang on, I love this. Chuckanut Drive. It sounds filthy." I suppose it could either refer to a nut coming off the wheel of your car, or
Probably, yeah.
yeah, hopefully that. Chuckanut Drive is a premier byway, sometimes referred to as Washington's Big Sur. It's actually called State Route 11. The 24-mile curvy route hugs the sheer sandstone cliffs of Chuckanut Mountains, and it's the only place where the Cascade Mountains meet the sea overlooking Samish Bay, offering gorgeous views of San Juan Islands and Chuckanut Bay. It's located between Bow and Fairhaven in Washington. Chuckanut Drive is not a time-efficient route, so if you're in a rush, be sure to take the 1-5 or the I-5 instead, and save this curvaceous beauty for an occasion when you've got a luxury of time. A leisurely Sunday afternoon, perhaps, you can stop off the scenic overlooks, peruse an art gallery, or get a great meal along the way. The picture you've printed out, Simon, is this from 1942? Because it's been bloody colourised. Look at it. I was looking at this going, this has been colourised. Dean Martin's going to come in a minute and start singing about getting drunk and being me too.
If you are writing into us and all those details, send us a high resolution picture that
Yes,
print
of
out.
Chuckanut. Thank you very much for that, Kurt Smells Like Teen Spirit 94. I've never been to Seattle, but my brother has, and his mate used to teach snowboarding in the winter and apparently surfing in the summer, because the surfing is pretty good. Because
Cool.
in theory, it's the same coastline as California where surfing happens. So
I'd like to go to Seattle because that's where they build planes. There's a
You're
big factory that builds
very
planes.
sad. Vancouver as well. You can pop over to Vancouver. Why you'd want
And
to, I
see
don't
Brian
know.
Adams. Or David Kidd Jensen. One of them's from Vancouver, I can't remember.
Is David King Jensen a Canadian as well? I didn't realise he was a Canadian.
Yeah, he's Canadian. Yeah, he's Canadian.
Brian Adams certainly is. Very boring. Never really liked any of his
Canada.
music. And what was the hit he had? Everything I do always reminds me of picking beans in a field, because that's what I did that summer. That hit was number one
For the whole of that summer.
I pretty much had my radio gaffer taped to the front of my wheelbarrow. I was picking beans in this field to pay for me to go to America, but not to
Nice.
Seattle. I've never been. So I would love to go. If we get some sponsors for this show, maybe we could actually do the Lost Highways out on location. Email the boys at car-boys@outlook.com. Facebook car-boys at Car-Boys with all the Zs. Twitter us car-boys with a Z at car_boys with a Z. Instagram at car_boys with the 3 Zs at the end, and we will endeavour to get your thingamajig, your letter and your requests and your driving road onto the lost highways.